will rebuild!
What is up, everyone? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far today. Today, I bring you my first episode of I Will Rebuild, which is my new series. Basically, the entire goal is to rebuild my old account PandaForce into everything it was and then some, meaning, maxed 120s, enough money to buy like third age keepsakes and a party hat, stuff like just recreate everything that account was that I had built up over 10 years, especially pretty much everything on it over the last 5, and just take you guys through that adventure and that progress with me. And I'm not going to record every level. I'm pretty much just going to be recording either milestones I consider to be important, or me, like if I was to train something for a while and then stop, I could record the end of that to show you how far I got in that time period, to kind of take you guys through everything that I'm doing that isn't just small little daily shit that you don't want to see that every day. That's just not important. As you can see, though, I started out with a bunch of dungeoneering. Basically, I feel that dungeoneering is really good experience and a lot of skills, especially at low levels. So I figured, why not take advantage of that? It wasn't super fast and efficient dungeoneering XP because, number one, I'm shit level. I can't do damage. I'm not clearing floors fast enough. I can't even gate things. And number two, because of that, I just wasn't speed rushing. I was trying to use as many resources as I could to actually train everything in dungeoneering. So floors were pretty slow. My initial goal was to use magic in dungeoneering, basically because I wanted to get up to 32 mage, pretty much just to be able to use gate stones, because it's absolutely painful to not use gate stones after so much XP using 2 gate stones. So that was my general goal in dungeoneering, and I made a bunch of progress in that. You can see all my stats on the screen. After that, I decided to train a little bit of just various combat, melee, and some mage at cows in Burthorpe, mostly because you can get a lot of really good crafting XP from them, and also I know from my Iron Man, when I played that pretty much shortly after release. I don't play my Iron Man hardly at all, but you can actually get a decent amount of money if you get your crafting level up enough to do hard leather boots, and then you sell them back to the store. So I figured that might be something I could do for a little bit of money on the side, and again, it would not be bad crafting XP at all, so that's something I wanted to pursue as well, and I did that for quite a while. Beginning of day 2, you guys can see me hitting the beach. The cooking and fishing XP, especially for free-to-play at low levels, is just, it's so good, because I don't think there's really anything that amounts to it. I mean, maybe cooking swordfish might be a little bit better, and maybe fly fishing might be better overall, but again, it's just so good, and it's free. I'm going to do this daily every day. I got the Scully pet from a treasure hunter key after doing Rune Mysteries. I thought that was kind of funny and kind of frustrating because it's a member's pet that I can't really use. But I did Rune Mysteries. I did the Blood Pact. I decided to mine a bunch of S and craft a whole bunch of air runes, mostly because I have this weird way of playing RuneScape where I like fishing and cooking my own food. I like making a lot of my own runes as well. Not as much at higher levels, because then it's just like, why not just get them from drops and stuff like that? But I don't like buying runes. But anyway, I did a whole bunch of fishing. You can see 45 fishing, 30 cooking, and going. I just got so much food that I'm going to be using for so much combat training that I just couldn't say no to it. I decided to use the cooking urns that I had picked up off of the Grand Exchange floor a long time ago on this account that were just junk and I'd never intended on using. Finally had a use, and I didn't have to buy or make my own urns, which was pretty convenient. But you can see like around 1,000 food, just like that, and it was actually a lot faster than I expected. Really good XP, but again, after reset, hitting the beach, you can't not hit the beach. The XP is just so good. If you guys aren't doing this daily, you definitely should. I really missed my arcane rest animation, so I decided to get the deck chair rest animation because I like that as well, and I figured I could do with a little bit of XP wasting to fashionscape a little bit harder. So that was nice. Soon after that, I realized that there's actually a full circle of oak trees by the Champions Guild. I had never noticed that they were just all oak trees, so I was training a whole bunch of fire making there. My fire making level was just pretty low, and I wanted to work on that. So I cut some oaks, cut some willows. I got my fire making level up to something that I considered decent, and that was pretty much the extent of day 2 for me. Day 3 was like the day of quests for me. I think I did around 9 free-to-play quests. I did Cook's Assistant. After that, I went on and did Death's Plateau. I did Druidic Ritual. And basically, my logic behind doing all of these quests was, number one, quests are always worth it in the fact that you're going to need to do them sooner or later. And I figure might as well get them done now and get the rewards when they're more useful than, when I have higher levels and the 300 XP reward doesn't really mean anything. So, and especially, I just want to get all free-to-play quests done before I decide to actually make this account members. But again, after those 3 quests, I noticed that I couldn't even bank some of the rewards. I ran out of bank space because, only 103 free-to-play bank space. So I had to drop or and sell a whole bunch of junk. This, again, is just stuff that I had collected from the Grand Exchange floor back when I was only using this account as collecting junk and flipping from, like, making all of my money through the Grand Exchange. But after I took care of that very tedious issue, I went on and I completed Wolf Whistle, which, again, just something I really wanted to get done and out of the way. And after this, you'll see a clip of me kind of showing you guys some of my GE history, just to show you some of the supplies that I've bought, such as a pickaxe and hatchet for my tool belt, and just some other various things like rune crafting supplies. After that, again, banging out more quests. I did Imp Catcher, Restless Ghost, Myths of the White Lands, which is the one with Explorer Jack. I did The Shadow over Ashdale, and I did What's Mine is Yours. Just definitely so motivated. I was just banging through everything on day 3. It was fantastic. I just, it felt so good to actually get all this stuff done, and this is taking up half of the video, is all of these clips from day 3. After that, though, I went on and I decided to hit some RuneSpan. Basically, I figured that I don't need to do anything beforehand. There's no real requirements for it, and I might as well get some runecrafting XP before I wind up making this account pay to play. So I got my stuff up to 45 runecrafting. I did everything I could to get into the second level, and then when I was there, I stayed until I was 45, and I figured 45 was probably far enough in that I could leave and not really bother with runecrafting again until I was members. The only issue with that was that I realized soon afterward that you need 50 runecrafting to imbue staves in Daemonheim to make a catalytic stave. So that was kind of a mistake of mine. I may or may not be back to get those extra 5 levels and to get the runecrafting guild later, but for now we're staying at 45. After that, hit cows again, did some more crafting training. It was pretty good, just making these gains where I can, and when I have this low of a total level, I want to do what I can to boost it and get that XP where I can. And after that, I decided to hit barbarians to train my melee, because I've just had difficulty with training melee. I didn't want to stay at cows anymore. So I hit barbarians, I got some good XP there, and I remember training there years and years ago, being free to play with new accounts, and it felt good to actually see that still was a viable training location. Hill Giants were too much for me, and after I got up my attack and my strength and my defense, I believe, quite a bit, I decided to treat my account to some nice cosmetics, because I don't know when or if these will ever be discontinued, and these were 2 of them that I really liked from the New Beach event. So I got the surfboard emote, and I got the rock stick dual wield thing, which, again, I'm probably not going to use very much in free-to-play because I've just been using 2-handed swords for now. But when I am finally up at like 90 attack and using Drygores, which is going to be so far down the road, but I will have those cosmetics, and I'll be happy to have them. But after that, I did go back to barbarians, and after I got a little bit, well, I think maybe 5 more levels or something, if that, I went back to Hill Giants and actually had success at Hill Giants. I trained there for a while, and after getting some levels at Hill Giants, I did a few dungeons at Daemonheim, and I called it a solid end to day 3. So that is basically all my progress I went through in the first 3 days, and if you just watch my skill tab and watch my total level go up, it's crazy how much you can accomplish in such a short amount of time. And I really want your guys' feedback on these episodes and how they feel to you. Is it too long? Is it too short? I can tell you for a fact, though, that, of course, as I get farther into this account, the amount of things I'll be able to accomplish over a short period of time will definitely go down. So even though I want to be uploading videos that include like 3 days at a time or so of progress, after a while that just won't even make any sense, because I'll be saying, yeah, it's been 3 days and I've gotten 5 levels. You know, it's just not going to be logical or entertaining. So over time, they will space out, but for now, I want to keep you guys updated and keep the videos relatively short. So that's why I'm not doing these as like a week long of things. And I also don't want to just like keep them short by cutting out a bunch of stuff. But anyway, make sure you guys subscribe if you're interested in watching more of these. Again, feedback in the comments below. Tell me all you can about this, how you want them to be better. Just lay it on me. If you want to be critical and nitpick at little things, just do that because it will help me in the long run. And with that, guys, I want to say thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a fantastic day. Stay happy, and make sure you tune in at next episode where I will return and I will rebuild.
I will!